What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and I'm not trying to beat a dead horse when we talk about Black Ops 4 contracts, but I really wanted to make this video to truly clarify what these contracts are actually going to be. Now, a lot of people's expectations for these contracts are through the roof, and everybody is justified when they have high expectations for this system, because we do all truly deserve a direct method or some type of grinding system to be able to earn new weapons, Mark IIs, extra XP directly without gambling and without going through the millions of reserves that you have to go through in order to get some new content, just like we had to do back in Black Ops 3. Now, a couple of days ago, Treyarch released an image of what these contracts are going to be like, but didn't provide a definitive release date for the contracts themselves. All I said was that it will be coming in a later update at some point in late June, so probably the next 2 weeks or so is when we'll see these contracts. But if you take a close look at the image, and we can look at the first couple of challenges, we have the Domination Challenger, where you have to win 10 games of domination, and the rewards will be 1,000 XP and 1 reserve case. We then have the Pistol EKIA. Get 40 EKIA with pistols, and your reward is only 1,000 XP. Then you have what they're calling the Hard Challenge, aka Popcorn Party. Earn a popcorn medal, kill 2 or more enemies with a frag grenade, and your reward will be 2,500 XP and 2 reserve cases. So the reason I really wanted to go over this is because people were expecting some of these contracts to provide us with a direct method into getting some new weapons, which I definitely expected as well. But let's take a look at how this contract system absolutely and perfectly reflects the exact same contract system we had back in Black Ops 3. And the fact that it does that just means that there was no reason for a contract system not to be in this game when Black Ops 4 came out. They're literally copy and pasting the exact same contract system that came late into Black Ops 3's life cycle, which also didn't do us much justice, since all it really did was give us more cryptic keys, which essentially gave us another chance to gamble our way through the thousands of supply drops it took to get anything good out of that system. Now, don't get me wrong, the cosmetics in Black Ops 4, in my opinion, are a little bit better than Black Ops 3 when it comes to some of the cool animated camos and weapon charms. That's right, but in terms of the crazy loot pool we have right now, it is almost impossible to get anything that you want. So having a chance at getting something is all they're providing us with this new contract system. They're literally copy and pasting the exact same system we had in BO3, except this time it's a little bit worse when it comes to the loot pool, since there are literally weapon charms and different camos and death effects across each and every individual weapon in this game, which makes it incredibly difficult to get just about anything that's even useful in the loot pool, on top of the crazy amount of stickers and calling cards that are by far the most useless things next to pistol grips from World War II. Now, let's also look at what else they're doing wrong with this contract system, because making you get 10 domination wins just for 1 reserve case, not a reserve crate which features 3 items, is a mistake. Not only is the reward just super poor, but they're copying the exact same problem that the Black Ops 3 contract system had, where you would have a triple player Grand Slam bundle, but it's essentially lobby RNG depending on decent teammates when you hop into a game, if you're not playing with the full party, in order to win a game to build progress towards your triple play, Grand Slam, or a normal contract for the day or week. That's exactly how that was, and thankfully World War II had a much better system where you only had to complete X amount of matches. Now, of course, that brings a lot of different glitchers and cheaters where they'll tape their controller so they don't get kicked out by being AFK, but they'll get their wins for free, or excuse me, their completions for free for that contract just by being in game. Sure, it'll encourage a lot of cheaters and glitchers and hackers. Sure, it'll do that. But when it comes to a consumer-friendly system and good microtransactions, that is a much better version of a contract than making you win an actual game of multiplayer. Because if you don't have a full team, then you're really depending on other people in the lobby to be at least decent to win the game with you. So for domination out of all modes, that is incredibly sweaty if you're going in by yourself. The chance of you getting a decent team to play and actually win the match with is pretty damn low. So you better go in with the full party if you want to win those 10 domination games just for 1 reserve case, which will probably get you nothing decent and probably won't be dupe protected either, on top of the 1,000 XP that literally nobody wants. Now, if you're wondering why these contracts are just awful, especially the one about getting 40 EKIA with pistols only to get 1,000 XP, if you're wondering why it's so bad, it's because most of Treyarch is already moving on to the development on their next Call of Duty, which is Black Ops 5 or the Black Ops remake. reboot, and there is plenty of evidence to support that, since David Vonderhaar himself recently confirmed that he was told to move on to working on to the next game despite wanting to make Black Ops 4 a better game. So maybe he had a pitch for something contract related or something related to Blackout or multiplayer, and it got turned down because instead of focusing on Black Ops 4, Activision's like, nope, don't waste your time. They're going to pull the exact same system they did from Black Ops 3, and even past the cycle of Black Ops 4, they still won't give us any decent way to unlock these very exclusive weapons and items. It'll be the exact same way that Black Ops 3 did it, where even 3 years after Black Ops 3 release, there is no way to directly purchase any one of the weapons that got added to Black Ops 3 after the core release of the game. There is no way that you can do that, and I can almost promise you that there also won't be a way to do that with Black Ops 4, even 2 years from now. At the very least, what we'll get with the contracts, every now and then, maybe every 4 to 5 weeks, you'll see a triple play or maybe a grand slam, which may work in the exact same way as BO3, except this time you also have a chance at getting a Mark II weapon when you open up a weapon bribe. I highly doubt they'll buff the weapon bribes to only give us some actual new weapons instead of some Mark IIs. I'm pretty positive that's what's going to happen, so really don't get your hopes up for anything special when it comes to contracts in Black Ops 4, and that's just the reality. But who knows, I really do hope that I am wrong and Treyarch or Activision can change their mind about these things and add in an actual useful contract system in the next couple of weeks, maybe even the next couple of months, maybe even past the release of Modern Warfare. But at this point, all I could expect is that they're going to give us these contracts so that we have more of a chance at getting something by opening more reserve cases, not even crates, just cases, where you're spinning one item out of the preferred 3 in a crate in what could be hundreds if not thousands of items in this loophole that make it incredibly difficult to get anything useful. But if you take a closer look at the official description for these contracts, it did mention that this is a new path to earning more reserves in all modes, including zombies, multiplayer, blackout, and league play. So at the very least, at least they're giving other players the opportunity to earn more reserves who don't play bigger modes like blackout and multiplayer, which are by far the easiest way to get the most reserves in this game. So I'm at least happy that other players are getting the spotlight, the people who play zombies and league play more than blackout. So that's one pro from this new system. But they also said that there will be additional earnable duplicate protected weapon bribes that will become available in the future. So this goes back to what I said earlier. At the very least, the best possible thing we'll see out of this new system is something equivalent to the triple plays and grand slams as we saw in BO3. Even though they'll be dupe protected, I'm more than positive they're still going to allow you to earn Mark IIs with those bribes. It is so awful, and it's probably worse than the triple plays we had in BO3. Even if you still have to get wins, at least in BO3 we're just getting weapons, if not a melee weapon, at least something new. But in BO4 you're getting weapon skins that are counted as Mark IIs just because you earn more XP with the weapons themselves. It is such a slap in the face. I ended up getting the Cap 45 Mark II from the weapon bribe I earned at tier 25 in the recent Days of Summer update. So it's such a slap in the face that you could be missing 1 or 2 Mark II weapons, and then there are 5 new actual ranged weapons, and you'll still get the Mark II. Like, I just cannot believe the math when it comes to the RNG in that system. But as we've talked about many times before, Activision holds different dev teams to different standards, and lots of people like to argue this over on Twitter, but it is a simple fact that because Black Ops 3 made over $1 billion in microtransactions and crazy revenue, that is why Black Ops 4 has the exact same system now that BO3 had. It was only a matter of time before Activision said, you know what, we're not meeting our quarter earnings and we need to impress shareholders, so what we're going to do is incorporate the exact same system that BO3 had because it worked last time, so it'll most definitely work this time when you have people and specific YouTubers who spend hundreds if not thousands of dollars trying to get the new weapons just to showcase them in a video to get their money back. It is a constant cycle, and unfortunately they are the reason why systems like this keep getting incorporated in these Call of Duty games. And once again, because Activision doesn't hold Infinity Ward or Sledgehammer to the same standard as Treyarch, they're okay with the devs at Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer sort of creating their own microtransaction system that may still earn a decent amount of revenue but is a lot more consumer friendly than the ones in Treyarch games. But there could easily be people at Treyarch who are in power, like I said, who like these anti-consumer systems that probably puts more money in their pocket, but that doesn't mean that it reflects every dev like Vonderhaar, Blundell, Craig Houston that works at Treyarch who are all well respected by the community. It doesn't mean that they have anything to do with that system, but there's obviously a lot of business behind the scenes that control controls whether or not systems like these are incorporated. And unfortunately, as I said, it's never going to stop, as it's making them millions if not billions of dollars. So don't expect any change when it comes to Treyarch games at least, but do expect some level of anti-consumer system in Modern Warfare coming out later this year. Definitely expect something that's a little anti-consumer, but definitely not as bad as Black Ops 4. Once again, they describe Black Ops 4 as a guinea pig for what microtransactions will be incorporated in later releases. So without a doubt, we'll see similar systems, but definitely on par with some of the more friendlier systems we had in Modern Warfare Remastered, Infinite Warfare. It'll probably be a balance of both depending on what sold well within Black Ops 4. Leave all your thoughts down below in the comment section. Once again, when these contracts do come out, I'll try to make a follow-up video to go over what's been changed, how it helps us, how it might not help us. I'll have that here on my channel, but honestly, all they're doing is adding in more ways for us to gamble versus more ways we can actually earn things directly like World War II had. That is exactly what's happening, and it's likely never going to stop, at least when it comes to Treyarch games. But that's about it. This has been dkdynamite. Check all links down below in the description, and peace out, everyone.